In this video, I wanted to share the news of the new Kaleidescape announcement of the Strato E player. Yes, I wasn't expecting to do another video so soon on yet more players and more hardware being added to the Kaleidescape platform, to the Kaleidescape offerings, but we have the new announcement of the Strato E movie player. Now, the Strato E is slotting in along with the other players. Nothing at this time is being discontinued, and so we have a spectrum now, 4 different players in the Kaleidescape system, from the M to the E to the V to the C. And the E is, for all intents and purposes, kind of a mini Strato V. You're going to get Dolby Vision, you're going to get similar capabilities, but you're going to get full 4K movie playback. However, in the smaller chassis, similar to how the Strato M is packaged, half the storage of the Strato V, so it has solid state storage, it is a standalone player, but it only has a 480 gigabyte SSD instead of a 960 like in the Strato V, so you're going to hold about half the movies that a Strato V is able to hold. It doesn't have CoStar support, so there's a couple of other diminished software features. So more differences in terms of maybe form factor and application than in terms of general technicalities. I think the big kicker is that this is a 4K player device. So a lot of the contention about the Strato M being a 2K player, a 1080p player, doesn't apply to the Strato E. And for all of that, for all of those features, all that capability, the 4K playback, you are looking at an MSRP of $2,995. Yeah, Kaleidescape likes the 95 numbers, basically $3,000 for this player. And we have basically now a direct spectrum of cost for these players as well. The M for 2K playback coming in at 2K, the E for 4K playback coming in at 3K, saddled directly alongside the Strato C with no storage and only able to be used in a Kaleidescape system where you have servers and the like, also available at 3K, and then the flagship player at $4,000 with the Strato V as we've known it. A couple other things to note about the Strato E, similar to the M in that smaller form factor, this is a completely silent unit, no fans. You can rack mount the Strato E similar to the Strato M and the other Strato players as well. There is a rack kit available as well as a wall mount for it. Network is 1 gig like all of the other players. If you want to do faster downloads with a higher speed internet connection and get up to 2.5G networking, you are going to have to move up into a Terra server, a Terra Prime server in the Kaleidescape platform. It is HDMI 2.1 like the other newer players in the ecosystem, but CEC and some of those other things has still not been enabled yet. As far as we know, it's been announced, it's on the roadmap, just not available yet. The Strato E maintains its USB port, so it can be used for disc to digital and cataloging your discs. And of course, like all players in the ecosystem, it can be grouped with a Terra server, so no concerns if you want to start your Kaleidescape journey with an E player. You can always still add a Terra server later and then group that existing E with the Terra, and it'll work and play the movies off of the server like you would expect. Last thing to note, it is a newer generation player, again, similar to the V, similar to the M. And so if you're buying this for compatibility with existing HD movies, the ongoing process of re-encoding and getting all of the existing HD content in the store compatible with the V and the M continues, and that migration applies to the E as well. There's been a lot of progress made there, and they're actually getting kind of towards the end of this journey, which is awesome. The number of incompatible titles that I have in my library, for example, with the Strato V has gone down to be, I think, less than 50 now. The large majority of titles have been converted and are working great in the newer player platform. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of content about why are they doing this? Why this product right after the M? Not that long ago, really, mid last summer, basically. It hasn't even been a year since the Strato V was put out on the market. But I'm not really going to go into big speculation. I have my opinions. I could make my conclusions about what they're trying to accomplish and the way that they're going about things. But at the end of the day, none of that really matters. It really just it is what it is. There are now 4 players available in the Kaleidescape ecosystem. The entry-level price to get into Kaleidescape with the full technical capability of the platform, including 4K playback, is now $3,000. So I don't think we can complain about that moving in the right direction. Granted, for 3K, you're not holding that many movies, just a handful of movies on a 480 gigabyte SSD. However, that's still 5 movies, and the E can still download a movie on a gigabyte internet connection in about 10 minutes. So to me, 10 minutes or less is still functionally on demand to be able to watch something. You'd be able to cycle content, queue something up, buy it, watch it, and get it on there in really no time at all. So if that type of use case and that type of usability and workflow appeals to you, within the Kaleidescape ecosystem, the E maybe could be the player that you're looking for. If you want a little more headroom, you want to spend a little more money, well, move yourself up to the V. And then, of course, if you're going all the way in, coming in with wanting to buy a server and building out more storage, then we got some bigger decisions to make. And it really, the choice between a lot of these players, including the choice still of considering a Strato C, boils down to what features specifically do you need to take advantage of, and again, how are you planning to use the system. Now more than ever, if you're thinking about onboarding into the Kaleidescape platform, I think it's really important to talk to a dealer. And hey, wouldn't you know, I am a dealer for Kaleidescape, as well as JVC, Seymour Screens, SVS, Panamore, Focal, Denon Marantz, a whole bunch of brands, but Kaleidescape in particular. If you want to talk about your home theater setup, you want to talk about your AV experience, you want to talk about how Kaleidescape can power that experience up, I've been an owner and a user for several years, and it is certainly the cornerstone of my movie watching entertainment in my home theater spaces. But reach out, Jeremy at Techthusiasm.net, or go to www.techthusiasm.net. All my dealer information, my brand listing and stuff is on the webpage. There's a contact form there as well. Reach out, get in touch. I'm happy to have a conversation all about the merits, the differences about these players, how they apply to what you're looking for, and help you make a great decision to onboard for your best path into Kaleidescape. If you'd like to support me in other ways, hey, there's a bunch of affiliates down in the description: Amazon, AudioAdvice, Crutchfield, Walmart, and more. Please use those in your general shopping. Leave a PayPal tip, Venmo tip, a super thanks even, or become a channel member. Really appreciate the channel members out there. Please do that regular YouTube stuff as well. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video, and leave a comment. Let's discuss the Strato E. Does this change anything about your potential thoughts of joining in to the Kaleidescape ecosystem? What do you think about this player? What do you think about this news? Leave a comment. Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. Come on back for more home theater discussion and fun.